the governor's protocols? Is that what?
Yeah, it's a protocol.
That's what I write. I call it the governor's protocol.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so pursuant to Governor Baker's COVID-19 orders suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, general letters C 30A, section 18, imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place. This meeting of the Wilmington Historical Commission is being conducted via remote participation. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. Members of the public who would like to participate in the meeting via Zoom can do so by clicking on this link. Should I read that?
We're supposed to, but
It's wrong, but I'll read it. https://us02web.zoom.us/j/86205637603 PWD BWNSVHJZNUYBXP5BVGRKJGUTMXZZ09.
nice.
Members of the public who would like to listen to this meeting while it's in progress may also do so via telephone dialing 1-646-558-8656 and enter the meeting ID 862-0563-7603, then press pound and press pound again at the next voice prompt. Members of the public attending this meeting virtually will be allowed to make comments if they wish to do so during the portion of the hearing designated for public comment. By following these steps previously noted, press *9 on the telephone keypad or using the raised hand function of Zoom. This will notify the meeting host that the caller wishes to speak. In the event that, despite our best efforts, we are not able to provide for real-time access, we will post a record of this meeting on the town's website as soon as we are able. Okay, so we can chat about the meeting minutes of February 7th.
Call, Bunny, your roll.
Oh, I do. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so members of the Historical Commission meeting in attendance is me, Chair Bonnie Smith. Christine, would you like to identify yourself? And
Christine Johnston is present.
Megan?
Megan Kozlik, present.
Okay, and these are the only members. So I don't see Paul on. So right now, let's just note that we don't have a quorum yet. So we're still just going to chat.
If they come on, if anybody shows up, I'll just add it in to the roll call.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'll acknowledge them too, Nancy, for you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So the meeting minutes of February 17th. Nice job, ladies, capturing all of this. Everybody had a chance to read them over?
Yes.
I just made a couple of stars next to a couple of things, Terry, that it mentioned that you were gonna check into the family of Charles Przemski.
We'll talk about that when we get to it at the
Is it on the agenda? I'm sorry, Terry, did
what's the
I?
curator report.
Okay, all right. And the second thing is about Ann Berghaus. I just kind of starred that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That was the only thing I asked. Anybody have any other questions or comments on the minutes? At this point, we can come back to it when, and hopefully we get a quorum. We don't get a quorum, Terry, is it still true that I can approve these?
Yeah, that's what they told us at the training.
Okay. All right, so we'll wait and see if Paul comes on.
Paul won't be able to vote on them, right? He wasn't there last time.
Was he the last meeting? I don't remember. Let's see. It should say right here.
So that'll make this easy.
That's right. Yeah, he wasn't there.
And
You're
I
right.
will, I as chair will approve these minutes. Okay, nice job, ladies. They look great.
Great.
Wrong paper. Okay. Treasurer's report.
Well, I guess you can't approve it. There isn't a report attached.
Wasn't able to open it. That was like the one,
Oh, really?
it tells
Yeah.
me failed to load PDF document error. I could load the other two from that email, but not that one.
Oh, I'll send it to you after as an Excel spreadsheet. Because I have it both ways, but I'm surprised that was,
Okay,
That's
so
weird. Okay.
we'll table, I mean, you might want to address things, but we can table the approval of
That's
it.
Yeah,
also the
yeah.
report that I can never open. That's the one of the 3 things that I receive on my email that I can never open.
so that must mean that when I'm converting it to PDF, something's not working. So I'll have to look into that. I don't know why. I don't know why that's not working.
But all right, you sent it this afternoon,
Yep.
part of an email, and I got that with no problem at all.
Oh, you got you were able to read the PDF when you got it?
Yeah, well, it was part of the email.
Okay.
I could not open it, your little whoosie
Okay.
there. But because it was below it, I was able to read it.
Oh,
Oh, that's weird.
That I know. What can I tell you?
Okay. All right. Well, regardless, it sounds like nobody's able to open the PDF. So there's something wrong with my PDF capabilities on that. I mean, I use it the same computer, but I'll play around with it. In the meantime, I can
I
send.
think I was able to open it last time. I remember I didn't have a trouble last time.
Well, I think I usually do send it as an Excel spreadsheet, but this time I had converted everything to PDF just to be uniform. I guess that was not a good idea. But anyway, so.
Is there anything on it, Terry, that needs to be addressed? or should we just-
No, I don't think it's anything particularly exciting. I just did want to point out, bring up that I was going to submit a
Okay. Well,
membership renewal for the American Association of State and Local History. I mean, we always renew that every year. I haven't, it wouldn't be on the treasurer's report. It's just something I need to submit, so you know about it. And I was going to submit a reimbursement for myself. I think I included that when I sent you guys. There's just a bunch, the past month or two, I've just bought a couple some supplies. I bought rodent repellent. I bought a slide viewer. I bought some file boxes, some paper goods, and some office supplies. So I have an invoice
point,
to reimburse me for those things.
in that setup, you were like,
That was pretty much it.
organize those cards.
Okay, so we'll just table the approval of this until the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so topics for discussion, donations, the Babcock collection.
Yep. So the Babcock collection is actually the Ian Burkhouse thing you were referring to.
Mhm.
Ian has gave to me a collection of slides. Are mostly Wilmington mid-20th century. I think one of the reasons I didn't want to get into it too much last time is we were trying to do a little studying of exactly what they were. She's had them for a while. We think that they are from a man named Ralph Babcock who used to take photos around town. That's pretty much what we've concluded. And he also has, as part of that collection, there is, remember the Henny Penny photo that I sent out about a month or so ago? I mean, I think you saw it, Bonnie. I can't remember, did I put it on Twitter? Or I think I sent it to you all or something. If I didn't, I can send it. Anyway, that was part of that collection. That was a very old slide from the 30s, maybe. But anyway,
So
possible that this has been in the possession of the Historical Commission for a long time. We're not, we still trying to chase that down, but the bottom line is it's never been accessioned because there wasn't a museum when the Historical Commission received it. So I'd like to ask the Historical Commission to vote to accept the Babcock collection of slides. They are very cool, and I'm going to, once I get them organized enough, ask the library if they can create them, convert them into digital images so I can share them with people.
Okay, now, again, not having a quorum,
this corner.
That's right. All right. So I just explained them to you, so we'll have to accept them
Yeah,
one
yeah.
time. Sure. Okay.
Because
Um,
as far as I understand, Terry, all I can approve is the minutes.
Right. No, I think you're right. I think you're
Okay.
right. So
Okay, good.
I'll just fill you in what this stuff is.
Okay,
The other thing is that I had mentioned last time is the Sheldon papers, which is Susan Childs is descended from Wilbur Sheldon. So Susan Childs' mother, no, Susan Karen's mother, I'm sorry, Susan Karen's mother is Ruth Childs. Ruth Childs' mother was Olive Sheldon and Wilbur Sheldon. And for people who know a little bit about Wilmington's history, Wilbur Sheldon is the firefighter who died along with Russell Pratt in the 1920s at a fire at Silver Lake. And Sheldon and Pratt, I believe the public safety building is named after the two of them. Anyway, so Olive Sheldon is long gone, but she was very active in town affairs up until the 1970s, I think. Her daughter, Ruth Childs, is still alive, but she's quite elderly. And her family was cleaning out the house. And they found some old yearbooks, old photos, also some early 20th century toys, baby carriages in really good shape. And she'd asked me a couple months ago if the museum might be interested. She hadn't pulled it all together, but then about 5 weeks ago, she called me and she said, "We're at the house. We have all these things if you want them." So I said, "Sure, that sounds great." A lot of it is, I think she graduated 1941. Ruth Childs, or the former Ruth Sheldon, graduated in 1941 or sometime in the early 40s. So there's a lot of class photos, you know, like the kind of photos you pass back and forth with your classmates or whatever. And there's a fair amount of yearbooks and magazines that I have not seen before that are from Wilmington High and Wilmington Middle School. So that's kind of cool. And there's also a picture of, I think it might be the Wilbur Sheldon who died as a young boy with his brother. So it's some pretty cool stuff.
Mhm.
I made a list of it all now. And when we're ready, I think you'd want to accession them. I think they're a pretty important Wilmington family.
Okay, excellent. Thanks, Terry. Window restoration.
So I just wanted to let you guys know that, we talked a little bit about window restoration or whatever, and I looked into exactly what I think would be a reasonable project maybe to go forward with this year. And I think I told you guys before that there's two windows that desperately need to be done.
Yep.
One of those windows, the storm, also needs to be done. And then if you add to that, one of the big windows in the parlor, because there's 3 windows in the parlor, 2 of them were done a few years ago. One of them is outstanding and has some broken panes. We put those together, and based upon past, I can't know for sure how much this is going to cost. It's been like 2 years since I got a quote in this kind of work, but it would be about $5,000, give or take. I mean, I've got to put it out for competitive bid. I will, ask the window woman who has done work for us before, but I also do have at least one other contact I can ask to bid for it. I think I sent to you guys, the spec sheet that I sent out in May of 2019, which was the last time we asked for quotes for window work. And what I would like to do is to be in touch with George Hooper, because he was the person that Jeff told me to work with before, because he's accustomed to this bidding thing. And presuming he gives me the go-ahead, to see if I can send this out to a couple of, at least the 2 that I know of.
Okay, yeah, I think you should do that, Terry. It's getting nice weather now, and get on this as soon as we can, and then we can move to another couple of windows,
Exactly.
So, I mean, unless Christine, Megan, you have any other comments, I think Terry should just move forward with that.
Definitely. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
yeah, okay, thank you. Welcome to Wilmington Video.
I just wanted to let you, I just wanted to let you guys know that, so every year, for the past several years, the library has had in the fall with the Chamber of Commerce, a Welcome to Wilmington event at the library, which is sort of like a, a conference type of situation. They're all different town departments and civic organizations in towns, and I think some of the youth sports too, we gather at the library, and new residents in town could come to the library on a designated night, and they could meet with us. They could come to our tables, they could get literature, learn about us or whatever. Obviously, we didn't do that in October of 2020 because of the COVID, and probably weren't sure when they were going to go forward again. So somebody at the library or the chamber or both had the idea to create a video that would sort of present similar types of information. So that's what I was invited to participate in. So I actually, I think a lot of people went to the studio to film it. I told them I wasn't comfortable doing that. So they allowed me to film a video from the museum, which just is a little description of what the museum has to offer. And hopefully, you can visit us in the future. And if you look on WCTV, you should see it. I think it's been posted. So
when did they ask you to do this, Terry?
oh, it's very recently. It all happened pretty fast. I think they don't know, they know it because we met like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I didn't know about it then. So it's a quick turnaround.
Okay. When something like that comes up, it'd be nice to know about it when it happens. Just
Oh, sure, sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, in the past, I would have notified you because I used to ask you guys to come, like someone like you to come with me, but nobody was.
No, that's okay. No, I absolutely have no problem that you did it. It's just, just an info purposes. That's all. Cool. So is it on WCTV now?
I believe so.
I'll have to check it out. Cool. Alrighty. Thank you for doing that. Okay, the Cummings Foundation, it was either Megan or Christine, I think it was Megan, you sent that about the long road we may have or not be able to do it at all. The thing is, I got that information. Steve and Ann Berghaus are on many occasions have brought this up. And they mailed me what I mailed to you. I didn't send you their notes. I have like little handwritten notes that came with them. Thinking that, we should pursue this. And so with respect to them, that's really what I was doing. But go ahead, you guys go and what is your opinion? What do you think? What's going on?
I kind of feel like any money you don't ask for, you can't get. I mean, I know with my own kids, there were many scholarships they applied for. In fact, some in the town that they said they were the only ones who applied, so they got it, whether they were, most qualified. So it's a multi-step process. And the first one is pretty straightforward. It's what do you want the money for? What's your organization? So I don't think it hurts to try. I know Megan had sent the email about, they're not historical and artsy programs aren't really the top of their list, but I don't think it takes a lot of work just to fill it out since the application's pretty general. So I would say give it a try.
Okay, and I think we talked about the project that we were gonna pigeonhole is the windows.
Yeah.
Unless Terry, you had come up with another.
So I have a
something else.
differing view.
I'm sorry.
We clearly aren't exactly what they're focused on. I mean, we can decide otherwise, but I did some digging. You have to go through a first round and then a second round. And they said, even if you're invited back for the second round, only like a third of the people who are invited to that round get the money. So I don't think it's a circumstance where there's a large, amount of money that's searching for a destination. I think it's the opposite. And then it also seems like the size of the program isn't really tailored to perhaps what we are looking for, and that the minimum grant is $100,000, which is.
Do they have more than one grant program though? I saw that too. I'm not sure.
So they have a separate one where
this one here for the police, it says, because I haven't read the whole thing, but I mean the headline is Wilmington Police Department awarded a 10-year, $300,000 sustaining Cummings grant.
Yeah, so that seemed to be one of their old programs that's now been folded into this new one. So that was a certain amount of money every year for 10 years.
Yeah, this one was May of 2020, so it was last May.
Okay. It seems like that got combined into this new program. I mean, my
No,
understanding is that
I
they have
kind
a
of
separate
agree.
one.
If it's not a lot of work, I mean, a ton of work, I kind of agree with Christine. It's like, why don't we just go for it?
I think probably based upon, I think maybe what I saw with you, Christine, and I've looked a little bit at this in the past. Maybe the first thing to do is make a phone call. There's a phone number. Isn't there a number for inquiries or something like that? I mean, I can call.
I
No,
didn't,
let Megan and Christine follow up on this, Terry.
Well, I would say when it comes to what we were looking for, what we would be looking for the money for, I had thought, if somebody was really going to give us that kind of money,
I mean, I don't mean to exclude you, Terry.
I think we would want to broaden it to not just the windows, but to a study of the building, a general.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a
Housing
good idea as
assessment.
well.
one of the things that I sort of liked about this, I mean, the first step, they call it the letter of inquiry. So it's sort of, it's not like you have to get together all these figures and stuff. But the thing that I really liked is when you dig into these grants, you have to have a matching grant. And I mean, right then and there, that puts a stop to almost, most of what we would want to be doing.
Is this also a matching grant?
No, this is one of the ones where you don't need to already have secured a matching grant in order to get their grant.
There is a website at the bottom of the one that says Wilmington groups receive donations. There is a website at the very end of that. The cummings.com/EDG. For more information, visit. Oh, it's not, yeah, it's a website. So unless we have some really strong feelings as to whether we shouldn't go after this, I think we should. I think we should try and see what we can get. What the heck? What do we got to
Make
lose?
some inquiries. Doesn't hurt
Yeah.
to make inquiries.
Yeah. So yes, Christine, Megan, would you be willing to pursue this a little bit further?
Well, it seems like absent a phone call, the first step would be the July. I don't think it opens until July.
Mhm.
Right.
It's a letter of inquiry website. It didn't seem like it was available yet, what we need to actually submit at this time.
July. Okay, let me write that down. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for looking into that to the point we did. That's great. Museum monthly report.
Okay.
We have it in front of us here.
Yep.
Terry, you want to?
Yep. Let's see. What do we have here? Dun, dun. So it's not a lot. I mean, it's only been 3 weeks or so since we last met, but mentioned the cemetery stroll coming up in May. Mentioned the donations. The other one here, I still didn't mention earlier tonight, Andrea Hauser's papers, because I still owe Andrea a call. I want to be clear about exactly what that is. Research projects I've been working on is actually the Sheldon family history to support this big donation. Well, not that big a donation, but this interesting donation. And Babcock, the connection to Henry Wilson Sargent, because there were some photos related to Henry Wilson Sargent in the Babcock collection. But that's not all that it is by any means. A lot of it is scenes around town, like I said, the middle of the 20th century. Also a walking tour. Interestingly, in the past couple of months, I guess you could say, I've been contacted by both planning and conservation, and then later the library, about revisiting the idea of a walking tour of downtown Wilmington, the center village specifically. There was a walking tour that Kathleen had created a long time ago, and I do have the rudiments of it on my computer. But it needs serious revision because sadly, the center village has changed. 2 high schools have been demolished. The town pound has been moved. 1 house has been demolished. So it really needs to kind of be rethought. But planning and conservation was interested when they were putting together their explanation of the town's historic resources that I mentioned that last month that I had worked on. And the library had actually offered to help with formatting of it if something like that was produced, because they have
Is this
people.
something we used to leave at the little
Right.
town? Yeah.
Right. But what I would like to do, and I mean, I've had this idea in my mind even before these people brought this up, but it's one of those things, when do you get to do it? But what I would like is, I think that was,
It's COVID, you got all the time in the world, girlfriend.
I think that was kind of an unwieldy format, because what that used to be was just a couple of stapled together pages. So I think, and I did mention this in my email to the library, I think what might be nicer is if we could have it, like a little booklet form. I mean, it would still be the same length, just maybe 2 pages folded, stapled on
Or maybe even like a trifold, something.
You could do that too, although I think I need more space than a trifold unless I really, really pare it down. So anyway, I did tell Tina I'd try to be in touch with her later this month, maybe. And I mean, it's not like I have to go from scratch. I mean, there is, like I said, the rudiments of one. It's on the computer somewhere. I've seen it before. I've printed it out in the past, but I really don't think it's appropriate as it is right now to distribute, because it just has a lot of things that are not the same anymore. So, but I think it's a great idea, and I'm happy to do that. So that's something I'm working on, or hope to be working on soon, I should say.
Okay.
Also, I was also in touch with the library about, the library is celebrating the 150th anniversary of their founding this year, and they've been creating an exhibit. In fact, I lent them a photo to use that to reproduce. I mean, I get the photo back. That they're just trying to create photos of, like the old 4th of July building, because that was where the library was. And I think and also the Arts Center. So I think the library was first in the Arts Center, then it was in the 4th of July building for many, many years. They were also looking for a picture of the first librarian, who's a Sheldon, actually, Anna Sheldon. That name has been very, very popular in town. And actually, I was able to help them find that photo by looking in the old newspapers. I found some references to it. But anyway, Tina invited me to go attend a meeting. I think it's next week, of Zoom meeting, where I'm going to learn more about what this celebration is going to involve. I mean, all I know is that they're marking it, and that they've been putting together things to sort of decorate the library, which of course I haven't been inside for over a year. But so I presume sometime, I don't know, the summer, the fall, I don't even know exactly what they have planned, but I'll let you know next time I see you. The only other thing I see on this curator report, I got an email from Frank West about the Minutemen election. If anybody remembers or is keeping track, usually around this time of year, the Minutemen have their installation of new officers. In fact, I think it probably would have been this past weekend, because I remember that was one of the last things I saw them doing before the whole shutdown last year. They're running a little behind for various reasons. So I don't exactly know. I think Frank said he's looking for, I don't even know who participates right now at the Minutemen. I haven't talked to them in a long time, beyond seeing the occasional email. But Frank is looking for nominations for officers, and I think he's open until the end of March for nominations. So I assume maybe they'll have their election at the early April, maybe. And he'll keep me informed. I mean, in the past, the Historical Commission has always been invited to their installation. This year, unless they have it in the summer, I don't think we would be going. And he alluded to in his email, he's not sure what kind of an installation they would have. But just so you know, they are thinking about it anyway. And the only other thing actually I had was the demo permit, which I guess we can talk about when we get to that on the agenda.
Okay. Thanks, Terry. Thank you. Okay, so technical team, I guess that's where we are.
I sent you an email actually that had some technical team information, but I summarized. I mean, again, it hasn't been long since we met, but the addresses I've seen is Upton Drive. There's a wireless tower going up. On 225 Andover Street, there's a 3-story self-storage facility. 269 Main Street, which apparently is Starbucks, they're redesigning the parking lot. None of these, I mean, so they send us this stuff in case there's any historical implications. None of those, as far as I know, have any historical implications. The only other thing that is a little more interesting, but maybe really nothing for us to do or say, is the Butters Row Bridge, which I think I sent to you, Bonnie, because it was.
I have the letter in front of me, Terry, and I just saved it until we met tonight. you know, they're basically gonna widen it. They're gonna, you know, tear it down, widen it, whatever. There's no date on this as when they're proposing to start it, unless it's totally buried in here that
I don't think there is.
But I don't
But-
think there is, but, you know, where they specifically sent it to my attention and asking my opinion about, you know, whatever, I do feel like I should respond, you know, on official whatever, stating, unless anybody else has any strong feelings, stating that we have no problem with that. There's nothing historic.
Right.
My
Um,
thought is it could be interesting to get some photos of it, just because who's gonna
Yeah, we
remember, you
should.
know, believe that existed.
Right.
Well, we
Right.
haven't.
I'll-
Good
Yeah,
idea.
I will try to get some photos. Just so you know, in addition to what you got, Bonnie, when I forwarded, I think that was tonight too, I forwarded the technical team email, which is, you know, planning and conservation departments, all the paperwork that they get supporting these different projects,
When did you send that? Did you send that just this evening?
like late afternoon.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure I sent that late afternoon.
okay.
It was forwarded to you from Sierra Pelletier. I mean, it was from me, but
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
but anyway, I was going to say, one of the projects in that email referenced was Butters Road Bridge. And there was something in that that said two things. One is that they're looking for town staff. So that was, you know, everybody. If they had any comments, to get in touch with the town engineer by, there was a date. I want to say March 23rd, 24th, something like that. It's written down somewhere. There's also a meeting. I don't usually go to these meetings, but I see the agendas and get invited. There's a meeting, I think it's March 22nd, that I think I might attend because I've got the invitation, I've got the Zoom link to, I might get more information about the Butters Row Bridge project.
I would like to also attend that, Terry.
Yeah.
It's interesting how, well, it's another story. That I don't get included in those things. That troubles me that sometimes they don't consider me.
Well, I think
they're-
they think that they're sending it to me, I'm sending it to you, and I did,
Oh, okay.
it,
all
but
right.
not,
Okay.
not soon enough perhaps, but,
All right.
but,
So I would like to attend that as well.
all right.
22nd?
Yeah, I'll, let me send a note to Sierra. She's the one. No, Valerie. Let me send a note to somebody over there just to make sure they send you the link. So,
Okay. All right. thank you.
but yeah, and I've never been to one of those meetings myself ever, so I don't know how long they go, and I don't know what the details would be, but they might say something about the town comments at that time too. I mean, I did do a little looking into the history of the Butters Road Bridge when I first saw the letter you got, and I think it was unclear, in spite of what they said in that letter you got, looks to me like there were a lot of major renovations that happened to that bridge in the 1970s, not 1987.
It was closed. It was closed for quite some time.
In the 70s?
No, it was later than that. It was later than the 70s.
It might have been in the 80s also, because you can find a lot of references to it in the town crier for sure. And I think sometimes it was closed because it was compromised in some way. But it looked like in the 70s, it went through like I want to say between 77 and 79, a lot of overhaul.
Yeah.
Looked in the late 80s, it was closed off and on, and there was talk about overhauling it. They must have done something, I guess.
Well, they did, because I recall when I was younger going over it in my car, I was actually going over wood planks, you know, this way, and you could hear them rumbling. So,
Right.
and then when they did do that work to it, they paved it over the wood. So I thought that was kind of weird. And I thought,
Yeah.
and if you do look at it, the paving is all cracked where the
The wood was.
wood
Yeah.
is now. But hey, it's an adventure. You know, I go over that thing almost I don't know, probably 4 or 5 times a week.
Oh,
It's
do
a-
you really? I cannot stand that bridge. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't live there.
We're lucky they put up those mirrors years ago, because you used to beep. You used to blow your
Yeah.
horn. And in the daytime, you'd blow your horn, and at night, you'd flash your lights. I still flash my lights at night. I do flash my lights because you can't see anybody in those mirrors at night. But I do
Yeah.
flash my lights. But yeah, It's,
I think that bridge, I mean, I don't live there, so I don't have to live with it. I feel like that bridge is terrifying, and if I.
it is, it
go
is,
around.
it is, it is.
But anyway,
Okay, so I'm, with your permission, I'm gonna respond. And Nancy, I will send you a copy of the letter I send, so you can have those.
I can, actually, Bonnie, I can send it to her because it's just an email, right? I sent it to you.
No, I'm gonna send a copy of the letter that I send.
Oh,
them
yeah, okay. Yeah,
For
yeah.
her records, but yes, you can
Thank you.
forward what you sent to me, Terry, so that,
Yep.
so she'll have them both together.
Yep.
That would be awesome.
I believe I got that planner that Terry's talking about.
It's
Sent it with three
it's
things
from
there.
Green International Affiliates.
No, she's talking about the letter I sent, I mean, the email I forwarded late this afternoon.
Oh, okay. All
So,
right, well,
email
just
this,
as long
Bonnie.
as, whatever what I send Nancy, and Terry, I will send you a copy as well.
All right.
I can send it to everybody, let everybody know how I responded, and then
that'd be
everybody.
great. That'd be great.
And by the way, girls, I find the Butters Row Bridge a challenge. I very definitely enjoy using it.
You're kindred spirits, Nancy.
What can I tell you, girl?
Someone that have to back down.
You're breaking up. You're
Oh.
breaking up.
I don't mind going over it. It's a little scary. I just don't want to have to back down if someone's
Oh.
coming up.
Oh, yeah, because it's not a straight back. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's interesting when you meet somebody right at the top and like, okay, who's gonna give in?
Who's gonna break?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, did you see in the town, in the crier a couple of weeks ago, that the police had to be called to break somebody up
No.
because they met and nobody would back down?
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny. That to me is funny.
My
Okay,
contribution.
let's see. Correspondence.
We didn't do demolition. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Correspondence is
Did
first.
we finish?
Correspondence is that letter, I guess, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. And you went over the demolition? No, you
I
didn't.
forgot to tell you the address. It's 635 Main Street. It's Hayden. You know, the Hayden Printing Building, and there's a house there too. We talked about there being a development there a few months back. I don't really know.
Yeah,
exactly.
they've been doing some quick work on that. I drive by it every day and it's already has sheeting over the front. It lost its front. And within
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I guess maybe they're in a hurry. I don't know.
Where are we? I'm lost. 635 Main Street.
You know where Salvation Army is?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay, and, okay, so you talked about.
Okay, now you've lost me. Across from the Salvation Army.
No,
Next
next door.
Next to it.
Oh, okay, I got it.
You did the demolition report, Terry, or is it just,
Yep, that was it, Jess. It's just that one property. That's it.
okay. Okay, at this point, I'll call for public comments. Sue, is there anybody that came on? They probably couldn't because I didn't have the link, unfortunately.
Yeah, nobody.
Okay, thank you, Sue.
Yep.
The one other under other, and it's not historical commission news, but I just want to let everybody know that Carolyn is a grandmother.
Awesome.
Yeah, her son had a daughter last week, Riley Valentina Harris. So she's all excited. So, and they are home and everybody's doing well.
Awesome.
Okay, so future consideration, the Butters Farm plaque. I was hoping Paul was going to be on tonight. I did reach out to him today and say, okay, have you given any thought to wording? And he has, so I'll contact him and find out what he's come up with, some thoughts about what should be on this plaque. And I really would love to get this thing put away so we can move on to another project. So I will reach back out to him. The signage and the plaques, I know that Diane wanted to, was going to maybe have an update on the plaques, but we'll
think-
have to, go ahead, Terry.
I'm sorry. I thought the idea was that you guys were going to wait until
So a
the,
little longer. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you're right. You're right. And also with the historical, oh my God, I've got COVID brain. The signs for the districts.
District
historical
signs.
And Perry's Corner plaque, there's really not much going on there, is there? I haven't heard anything.
No, I gotta try, I tried to get in touch with Valerie a week or so ago, and I haven't heard back exactly. So I'm, as far as I know, nothing's happening, but I am gonna try to reach out.
Okay. And is there anything else anybody would like to chat about? I'm going for my shot Thursday. Yay!
Congratulations.
Doug and I got, well, I should adjourn the meeting. I should adjourn the meeting. How's that? And then let's see, but I quickly just, Doug and I both got our emails together, our texts, because we're part of the Beth Israel Leahy, which is a lot of people are. And so I was on my phone, he was on the computer, and we're clicking through each page together, and we get to where we wanted to get it in Bedford, because it's right off the highway, off 128, in a VFW hall post place, which I've taken my sister-in-law to, and they have this thing down to a science. It is so simple. So we clicked on the times, the both of us, and we got 9:45 on Thursday. So very
Excellent. Congratulations.
I can't tell you how, once I had that appointment, it was like, oh,
Yeah.
You know, it's just so strong. I still feel so bad for anybody that's not up my age that can't get it yet. I mean, seriously, but
Be careful,
getting
because I'm
my
up at that age. And
I'm
Larry and
sorry.
I got our second shot last Wednesday at
you did.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Fenway, and I cannot say enough for the people at Fenway too. And they even had Fenway staff working,
Excellent.
volunteers. It was amazing.
I get my second shot on Friday, and I was up at Danvers, and I was hoping afterwards I'd be able to go over to Cocoa Key and do some water tubing.
Sliding.
But no, it was close, but they were excellent up there too,
Yeah.
so.
Well, I said to Doug, when they took it away from, you know, the hospitals and whatever, and they just had the Mass site, I
Yeah.
said to Doug, you know, if anybody's going to get it back, Mass General and Beth Israel Leahy will get it back. They'll get it back. I know they will. And sure enough, you know, not long after that, but so I'm very excited. My sister-in-law went for both of her shots. No issue at all. Nothing. Not even a little bit of a sore arm. That's about it. And she's the one that's got dementia. So yeah, but it was good. It was good.
Excellent.
Well,
Excellent.
everybody, thank you so much.
Oh, next meeting, we want to have it the regular April date is available. I asked John.
Okay, we'll
April
stick
12th.
with that because it goes back on time again, I think.
Right,
because we
right.
moved this.
Yeah, Sue, you're going to be the host, right?
Yes,
Okay.
Okay,
April 12th, correct?
April 12th.
That's a Monday, right? I don't have my calendar in front of me.
Yes.
Yep, that's it. The second Monday, that's it, April 12th.
Okay, I'll let John know so we make sure we get it on the schedule.
Thank you.
You still need to send him an email, I believe.
Okay, I will.
Responding, just so
Sure.
we have it in writing that you're taking that slot.
I will. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, ladies. Have a good
Thank
night.
you, everybody. Thank you, Sue.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And I will see you guys somewhere.
Yep. Bye. Good luck with your shot. Yep. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.